Howdy, my name is Tejas Gadhia. I'm an evangelist here at Zoho, and today I'm going to be talking about our low-code platform. First, a quick overview of what this session will cover: the current state of the low-code market, the core building blocks of our current creator platform, and a sneak peek at what we have up our sleeves for later this year and beyond. Given the fact that you've chosen to spend your time to watch this presentation means you already know that the low-code market is booming. However, low-code application platform has become a bit of a catch-all phrase for the market. Let me show you what I mean. The larger and more established low-code platforms in the market tend to target enterprise IT teams. These tools increase productivity for developers, so an app that would normally take 6 months to make might take only 2 or 3. However, line of business users demand faster solutions and require a shorter learning curve, so they look to take matters into their own hands. Many newer vendors in the low-code space target these business users with tools that offer rapid application development, often oriented around spreadsheets. These apps can be built in a matter of hours and provide a sense of quick satisfaction. Unfortunately, these low-code platforms struggle when applications grow in scope and complexity, given their limited configurability. So we need a platform that can essentially be the best of both worlds, something that business users can utilize to meet their needs immediately, and IT teams can leverage to build more complicated applications. And most importantly, something that bridges the gap between business users and IT teams, where both can work together to build solutions. So, where are most organizations right now? Lack of options in the true low-code space has led to a multi-vendor ecosystem. While it might plug the gap temporarily, it opens up a whole different world of pain from a governance point of view. Questions like, how do we manage users? How do we create an integrated application ecosystem? How do we handle audit and compliance processes? And how do we maintain data privacy and security? The greater number of app development platforms that are used within an organization, the bigger the nightmare it is to manage them all. With Zoho Creator, we aim to be that one true platform, which removes the need for multiple vendors by successfully bridging the gap left in the market. To provide a single platform that enables developer productivity for people of all skill levels, empowering them to build scalable and secure applications for any situation. Is it easy? No. Are we there yet? Maybe not. But as is with everything at Zoho, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we are steadily moving forward towards our vision, and we won't stop. Let me take you down a quick trip through memory lane to give you a better idea of our journey so far. Back when I was just graduating high school in 2006, the team had officially launched the very first version of Creator, built on the cloud from the very beginning. It primarily focused at being an online database application, driven by web-based forms. A year later, in 2007, we debuted version 2.0 with a revamped interface and introduced script-based workflow engine powered by Deluge, one of the world's first functions-as-a-service offerings. By 2008, we were on a roll and launched 3.0, which focused on democratizing development by providing a more intuitive drag-and-drop builder for components and workflows, further lowering the amount of technical ability needed to build an application. 6 years later, in 2014, we introduced version 4.0, based on another design refresh to modernize the user experience and introducing the ability for all apps built on the platform to run natively on any mobile device, even ones built back in 2006, before iPhone and Android phones even existed. Finally, our last major announcement was 3 years ago in 2018, called Creator 5, with the focus on significantly decreasing the amount of time it takes for a user to make visually appealing apps by providing out-of-the-box components that can be used in a drag-and-drop interface builder. We've been constantly working towards our sole mission for the past 15 years to enable every person in the world to easily create powerful applications. Striking the right balance that caters to developer personas across the spectrum was and continues to be the trickiest piece of the puzzle. In fact, it's been an incredible journey getting IT teams of larger organizations to explore and adapt Creator as a platform that helps them become better. More so, it's even sweeter when we hear about how we've made a difference. I'd love to share one such story. Listen to Shelby Spencer, CTO of Briotics Health, on the impact Zoho Creator has had on the way they do business.
We actually started working with Zoho Creator in August of 2015, so coming up on 5 years ago. And we have steadily grown our creator footprint since then. We now run 7 commercial enterprise software products on the Creator platform. We have numerous internal applications, data warehouses, operating systems, workflow management solutions, blah, blah, blah. Very large deployment. We support hundreds of thousands, if not millions of users, actually across our 700 Fortune, 1000 and government client portfolio. We were looking for a new and better technology strategy. We had multiple technical solutions, multiple operating systems, multiple commercial products that had been developed on numerous different platforms. And again, we're not low code in terms of their design. When I found the Creator product and I compared Creator against numerous other technology platforms of varying cost and size and scope and scale, Creator just absolutely smoked the competition. It was an astonishing kind of opportunity that was presented to us to really help leapfrog the competition using this product and using this platform. The product is incredibly stable. The flexibility of the platform has met our needs at every turn, even though it can be used in a very low code, format and fashion. And it also can expand to this very full-throated technology and development platform. And so it has both served our needs at that point in time, but it has supported very, very rapid growth of our business over those past 5 years. And has just been really a phenomenal product for us. Let me give you my COVID-19 story. Let me tell you what it's done for us in the past, 6 weeks. Overnight, in the space of 1 week, 45% of our revenue contracted. That is a phenomenal, traumatic event for business of any size. And after we kind of got through those initial 48 hours of, whoa, oh my gosh, what has just happened? We realized that we had a really unique and hopefully once in a lifetime, let's not do this again, experience to retrench our business. Right? We have always wanted to have higher penetration of our virtual service offerings across our client portfolio. And we've also wanted to have better ways to deliver, results and data in real time. So we decided to very quickly kind of go back to the drawing board, if you will, and evaluate, what all did we have? What did customers have deployed? What were the technologies and the services that were available to us? And how could we redeploy those for the, business that we had lost or that had been contracted? And then also for the business that was still running to meet the then, moment's needs. And long story short, over the space of 5 weeks, we developed 5 new commercial products on the Creator platform. And in fact, we have number 6 in development right now. By the end of this week, we'll have 6 new commercial products in the space of 6 weeks, having developed on the Creator platform. Truly the only way you can respond to a situation such as this and pivot so rapidly and so fundamentally is to have a low-code solution in your back pocket. We have calculated in a very detailed fashion that working with Creator allows my team to basically transfer to the Creator team 69% of our daily technology background activities. So we are able to focus all of our minutes, all of our seconds of our day on simply and only those things that matter to our business. My team is not a low-code development team. We are a full development team. We run a full development stack. We have products both on Creator and off of Creator. We can do whatever needs to be done technically, but we choose to work with the Creator platform because it provides us this incredible efficiency gain, this incredible speed, this incredible cost efficiency that we literally cannot get anywhere else. And when our backs are against the wall and things have gone awry, we depend upon and look to the platform to provide us those leapfrog and competitive advantage opportunities that, again, we literally cannot get anywhere else.
To give some background, for those of you watching who are unfamiliar with Zoho Creator already, I'll give you an extremely high-level run-through of the 5 core building blocks of Creator and show you the part they play in our platform. And then I'll get to what you're waiting for, the new capabilities being introduced in the future. First up is forms, which allow a user to structure their data in an organized manner, typically considered to be the heart and soul of a low-code app. They can be created from scratch, from an existing spreadsheet, or from one of our 100 templates. Forms are obviously comprised of fields, and we have a lot of those too, about 40 of them, each one with its own unique properties and built-in validations, as well as data privacy and security controls. These fields can also be organized in different ways easily using the drag and drop builder. Next is reports. This is how data within an application can be visualized. To name a few of the different types of pre-built reports, there's a Kanban report for easy status changes, a map to visualize data geographically, and a timeline for easy resource allocation. But the most often used report type is a list report, and that can be designed using the drag and drop designer to create unique visualizations of the data based on different use cases. Pages is where different components come together. It's where a user can easily design interfaces and dashboards using drag and drop elements, such as panels, charts, widgets, and more. Each one of these elements is easy to personalize. For example, panels can be created using similar card builder interface from reports. For power users, elements can be hyper-customized by revealing the underlying code in ZML, or Zoho markup language. Our wrapper allows developers to design an element once and have it rendered as if it was a native component on any device, with no need for writing device-specific code. Next up is workflow, where business logic is configured. Our conditional event-driven workflow engine allows users to easily create calculations, notifications, and integrations through a simple point-and-click interface. All of the workflows are displayed in a single dashboard for easy management. For more complex logic, users can leverage our Deluge scripting language, which I'll talk about more later. And last is mobile. Every app built on the Creator platform is automatically mobile optimized and can be accessed via a PWA or a native application. Beyond basic mobile access, users can also take advantage of additional capabilities to leverage mobile-specific features like geolocation, gesture controls, offline storage, and more. These mobile apps can also be white-labeled and distributed through an MDM or to the public via the App Store or Google Play Store, all in a matter of a few clicks. Now that we're all familiar with the foundations of low-code, we're evolving beyond these building blocks into two main categories. First, adding in capabilities that help users across the developer spectrum to build feature-rich and complex applications faster. This means improving the overall design experience. Second, adding in features that help power users like professional developers from IT teams increase their productivity and improve the integrity of their application ecosystem. This means improving the overall developer experience. Without further ado, let's jump into a sneak peek at our upcoming design capabilities. First up, situational layouts. Nobody wants to see or use a boring application, no matter how easily it can be built. For instance, this is how a default form looks built in Creator. Functional, but a sight for sore eyes. Does it do the job? Yeah. Is the user experience top-notch? Not so much. With situational layouts, we bring hyper-customized design elements to our app builder, which helps users deliver an exceptional end-user experience and a more visually appealing interface that contains interactive components like the selection of a cover photo and the skills slider. And in the end, an elegant profile is created based on the data that was submitted. Here's another example of an application used at a car dealership. In the traditional form, the employee uses the checklist options to log service requirements. However, they can also use the interactive car model to visually select and log damaged parts that need attention of a service engineer. The application is also available in the form of a native mobile application that can be accessed from tablets or mobile devices by different employees. We're all familiar with the company Samsonite. If this was an in-person event, chances are some of you would have something made by them in your hotel room right now. Instead, it's probably been tucked in the back of your closet for the past year. They're extensively leveraging our new situational layout feature to elevate their in-store warranty and repair claims experience for their customers. Before Creator, to log an issue with the product, the customer had to go to the store, meet a retail employee who would manually log the issues in a non-standardized format, noting down the details of the damage through text, and the request would get sent over to a central warranty department along with the damaged product. Effectiveness of this process was largely dependent on the efficiency of the employee logging the complaint. Some employees take great notes, some not so much. This often led to miscommunication about how long a repair would take, or worse, rejections that the damage was not covered by the warranty. A customer is already not happy that they have to get their suitcase or whatever repaired, and an inefficient warranty claim process only adds to that frustration. They solved this major customer pain point by designing a hyper-customized, mobile-first application. Using an app built on the Creator platform, the retail employee was able to log issues with annotated pictures and an interactive on-screen product rendering. This shift from a text-based claim to a visual-based one led to more accurate repair timelines and fewer warranty rejections. Beyond the improved information collection, they built in an automated communication component to keep the customer informed on the status of every step of the process. Phase 1 of the application was rolled out across 450 stores in India, and at present, they're extending it to the rest of APAC. And there are plans to extend it even further to bring the whole warranty claim journey into one single system. Next up is process blueprints, which is essentially a visual modeler to digitize business processes easily. There's three major aspects to blueprints. First, the designer, which empowers a user to break down their processes into detailed stages, however simple or complex they are. Just drag and drop to create them in the intuitive process builder and test them out with the process validation feature. Next is automations, conditional event-driven workflows before, during, and after every single stage. Send personalized email notifications, update process fields, push and pull data from other apps, or use webhooks or custom functions written in Deluge. And best for last, optimizations, where a user can measure SLAs, analyze trends and bottlenecks, and identify anomalies based on our AI engine, Zia. Siemens uses an application built on Zoho Creator by citizen developers within their finance department to manage on-site cash allocation at various installation sites across the APAC region. At any given point in time, they have hundreds of different installations running in parallel. Allocating funds to each site for operations across different departments, tracking and optimizing spending, maintaining proof for auditing, and then dealing with compliance mandates meant that they needed a unique application for which they turned to us. Their team of finance people extensively took advantage of the blueprint feature to design a streamlined process that covered thousands of parameters, hundreds of approvers, and countless scenarios. In the end, they developed an application with minimal support from their IT team in just under 90 days. Most of that time was actually spent gathering and documenting processes rather than building the application itself. The result is now they have a firm understanding of their spending patterns. It helps them avoid leakages and identify anomalies, which ultimately lead to improved decision making all around. Now, a topic everyone's usually interested in are AI functionalities, powered by Zia, Zoho's intelligent assistant. First is empowering a user to get the information they need quickly. Zia's natural language processing capability enables a user to derive insights on data without having to execute any SQL queries or tediously configure any charts, but instead by simply typing out the information they're looking for in plain English. The data is visualized automatically based on what the user wants, and most importantly, being able to quickly dive deeper into a set of data once you identify something that interests you. Now, in order to make Zia work properly, we need to make sure that the data that exists within an application is actually good, clean data. Most low-code apps built by citizen developers either started their life in a spreadsheet or are populated by importing spreadsheets over time, which means that this data is probably organized to an extent but may not be exactly in the best manner, and there could be issues with the data. Regardless of if a user is creating a new application from an existing spreadsheet or importing data into an existing application, we've developed Zia Smart Import, which can intelligently cleanse and prepare the data before it's imported. The process is broken down into two components. The first is data. Obviously, once a file is uploaded, a user can view the data in the spreadsheet. Each column from the spreadsheet is automatically mapped to the best data type based on the type of information present, like identifying a number or decimal field, or smartly suggesting a drop-down field versus a single line field. And then a user can choose to refine the data, for example, fixing inconsistent spellings or filling in missing values. Second is design in the sense of relationship visualization. The Design tab displays the spreadsheet's physical data model by displaying the tables present in the file, the columns present in each table, and the field types mapped to each column, and the relationships between all of them. And of course, these relationships between different tables can easily be created or modified using the drag and drop builder. MTN is the 8th largest telco in the world, from South Africa. They built a real-time analytics solution to gain end-to-end visibility across all of their global procurement projects. It's basically an app that acts as a single source of truth around top projects, major deals, throughput times, and more by streamlining their procure-to-pay data from 24 different companies across 15 different countries. Before Creator, they collected and managed the data via email. Data quality from different sources was so poor and inconsistent that a large chunk of effort went into data prep before being fed into a BI tool. That meant no access to real-time decision-making. The app built on Creator solves this issue by leveraging advanced AI functions, extensive automation, and BI capabilities. Right now, the data comes in from different sources, is automatically cleaned up using our AI functions, and pushed into the BI engine, which runs the different real-time dashboards for different stakeholders. We recently asked Leila Kakar, the lead data scientist and procurement project owner at MTN, about the top benefits Zoho Creator has delivered to our project. Let's hear her out.
Definitely real-time visibility of our processes. Like I said before, it definitely wasn't real-time because we needed to go back and forth, and before we even got the most current data or we had the correct data, the smart data, it was already ready for the next batch. It wasn't up to date anymore, and it definitely wasn't real time. A second thing is one source of truth concerning the data, because everything is now put into one place and the user is putting it in, and we have an audit trail and workflows and controls. We are sure and we are confident that we can trust the data. So that's a huge change of the process the way it was before. And I think the third thing would be operational efficiency, because all these other things that I just mentioned, they would make sure that we can achieve operational efficiency.
A natural extension of being able to intelligently cleanse and visualize data is being able to leverage different AI capabilities on data that exists within an application. We have a variety of Zia services that can be utilized by developers with a simple point-and-click configuration and just work immediately. Let's take something like predictions. With Zia AutoML, a user can train a prediction model by either providing a dataset or utilizing data that already exists within an application. Then, simply specifying the target column whose value they want to predict. Zia then iterates through a variety of machine learning algorithms and trains the model to generate predictive analytics on the dataset. Here's an example of a lead management application, which uses Zia to predict the possible outcome of a particular lead through the sales funnel, which can then be used to define and track critical forecast metrics. It uses historical data like company size, industry, geography, buyer persona, lead source, and others, all as inputs for the model. In this particular case, the model predicts that Max will reach the demo phase. With time, the model evolves and the prediction accuracy increases to generate further reliable insights. Last but not least are systemic touchpoints, which comprises of functionality that boosts productivity for users beyond traditional ways they interact with applications. I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with both of these, but just as a quick recap, augmented reality is where elements of the real world are enhanced with computer-generated information, like graphics, through the camera. And beacons or NFC tags are like smart little chips that allow you to snag digital information with your smartphone at a short range, both of which traditionally require a good amount of development work to incorporate into a business process. But we've abstracted all of that configuration to make it simple for citizen developers to take advantage of these technologies. Let me give you a customer example to understand the value in the context of low-code better. Tesla, one of the latest companies moving from California to Austin, has utilized systemic touchpoints to improve their absolutely critical QA process during manufacturing for the past 3 years. Before Creator, they were on another low-code platform called QuickBase, which they felt was too rigid for their constantly evolving processes and lacked advanced mobile capabilities. They migrated their entire process to Creator in just 3 months with a team of 4 citizen developers and have been scaling it ever since. Currently, they have over 80 apps in production, forming a connected ecosystem. One of their main use cases is for a QA engineer to use NFC tags to capture information about a specific part that comes off the assembly line, and then to qualify it as a pass or a fail. They're currently working on a pilot program that'll further extend this capability with AR. For instance, in the case of a quality failure during the manufacturing process, an engineer can further explore the cause of the issue by projecting an AR image of the part that they're inspecting. Another aspect of interacting with an application beyond traditional means is through chatbots. Similar to the process builder, a user can configure the entire user journey by leveraging elements like canned responses for multiple scenarios, enabling self-service, and integrations with help desk software. This demo is of an HR bot that assists employees to get back to work following COVID-19 protocols. As shown, the user can configure a new scenario with just a few clicks. It also facilitates the option for a personal interaction with the HR team, just in case if the employee needs further clarification. Kumon Global is one of the world's largest after-school learning program providers. They were having a tough time managing their admission process as different locations were following different methods, all of which required a high level of manual intervention. As a result, applicant experience was hampered, which was not ideal. They resolved this through a student admission and onboarding application built on Creator that digitizes the whole process, right from submission to closure of the onboarding process. The chatbot functions are extremely leveraged to handhold students and parents throughout the application process, providing status updates, best practices, answering common questions, and chatting with the Kumon employee if they have additional questions. Since then, Kumon has built applications to streamline and digitize over 10 different processes across 11 different countries, and are now in the process of extending these to their franchises. Alright, so from showing you features that enhance design experiences, I'll now give you a glimpse at features that enhance developer experiences, particularly in terms of controlling the application development process. First and foremost is assisted development. With over 2 million apps built on the platform, we've seen a lot of different applications built by people of all skill levels. And the number one issue we've seen over the years is poor application design. Because let's face it, business users are generally not application design and data model experts. We try to solve this via guardrails that nudge users on the most efficient and optimal ways to model an application. A user will see an integrated Zia assistant in the builder interface, which acts as a guide to help build better apps using Zia's machine learning capabilities. I generally hate using this analogy, but consider it to be a way better version of Microsoft Clippy from back in the day. The goal for Zia Assistant is not only to simply point out suboptimal configurations, but primarily as a means of hyper-customized user education, which not only flags an error, but also suggests the reasoning for why a change was suggested to avoid future mistakes by the user. Now, when it comes to executing complex business logic, drag-and-drop workflow builders have their limitations, and users need to be able to write a few lines of script to meet their unique needs, especially when it comes to last-mile customization, which is often the difference between a custom app and a one-size-fits-all app. To solve for this, over a decade ago, we developed a functions-as-a-service engine called Deluge, which stands for the Data-Enriched Language for the Universal Grid Environment, clearly a term coined by the engineering team and not marketing. It's a simple scripting language for performing actions like calculations, data access, integrations, all across the suite, by minimizing the amount of complex code that's needed to do the job. Our Deluge Cloud Editor has a number of features that help boost productivity for those familiar with the language already, and also provides smart assistance for those just getting started. The intuitive editor lets you drag and drop syntax, and the guided scripting and code snippets let users skip syntax memorization altogether. Born Leisure is a travel holiday provider based out of the UK. They employ over 16,000 people, and in a typical pre-COVID year would see them hosting over 4 million travelers from around the world. They rely on Creator to build a number of custom applications that help them deliver exceptional experiences for their customers. Their IT director, Neil Hobbs, has a few words about his experiences with Deluge. Let's hear what he has to say.
Power of Deluge scripting to actually sit behind that gives you almost full control over every element of an application, depending on your skill level with Deluge scripting. So you've got that choice. You can go total low code and have, just use the UI and the drag and drop features to actually build something, which will work very well for a number of simple applications. But in our case, I probably have in excess of 1,000 lines of Deluge code in the system, hand coded to deal with the nuances and the extra features that we needed. So to have both worlds there of that ease of drag and drop and WYSIWYG form design, but at the same time access to a fairly powerful, and it's every year as I do a new project, I find new elements and new ways of scripting with Deluge.
Very rarely does an application ever exist in a data silo. Almost always it requires a connection to some other data source. However, due to a large variety of data formats, different types of endpoints, and constantly evolving technical innovations, data integrations have become increasingly complex, and that's why we created our Unified Data Service. Our UDS provides connections to over 500 third-party services, including business, consumer, and legacy vendors, all while providing central management for easy governance. Administrators can easily control which connections and what permissions each user has access to, and more importantly, can configure privacy policies to ensure compliance with various country regulations. The UDS enables an external database schema to be consumed directly within the product, as if the data was already inside the low-code app. This enables app developers to establish relationships with external data sources easily using Deluge commands or drag-and-drop workflows. The UDS translates the data received from the outside sources automatically, so the developer doesn't have to worry about parsing and formatting data from every single source. It's all standardized through the UDS. Unfortunately, the path for data integrations are rarely linear. Automation Flows solves this problem by helping a user visually design a whole series of routine tasks that would otherwise eat into a person's productive work time. A user can easily take advantage of logic actions, like decision branches to choose which actions to trigger, set waiting times between actions, and add our own workflow variables to refine each step along the way. Looking at a simple example of an automation flow, whenever a ticket is received via the help desk software, We want to extract the sentiment of the ticket, and based on that sentiment, we'll send a message to a specific Slack channel for escalation. The ability to execute cloud deluge functions along the process enables endless possibilities for this automation. A user can also design repeated automated processes as well, by connecting to legacy or on-premise software and repeating a set of steps continuously without the need for human intervention. For example, every night loading up SAP on a target machine, extracting details from an invoice, and automatically creating a new invoice record in a different accounting software. Next up is a pair of capabilities that are especially crucial for larger applications within an organization deployed to hundreds or thousands of users. Our enhanced staging functionality gives administrators and developers granular control over the changes they want to deploy to production, while also ensuring that sensitive business data stays in the right hands. Multiple application environments allow developers to test every change in customization with complete accuracy, and choose to allow certain users access to beta functionality or components. They can perform dependency checks, like using advanced deployment options, and partially deploy only the changes that are bug-free and ready to go live. Changes in development work in the staging environment can be done while users continue to use the live app. The live app remains running and unaffected by modifications until those changes are published. Multiple environments enables greater cooperation with the core IT team as well. It can be used to implement their best practices on the application development and governance. Staging ensures that changes to one app doesn't disturb the overall ecosystem, while testing focuses on maintaining the functionality of an application. The automation testing feature allows you to capture test cases intuitively, build test suites, configure test plans, and repeatedly push the application you're making to ensure it can handle real-time stress. Business users can capture test cases using the record function. It captures step-by-step actions of a use case and converts it into an editor form once done. Users can also choose to replay the recording and modify variables like device form factor or the operating system. Professional developers can also leverage the option of building test cases from scratch on the builder. Once the test cases are captured, users can then add test cases to a test suite, evaluate different test suites, and decide on the execution order. The test plan allows users to configure test suite execution and reporting. They also have the option to set the date, time, and frequency at which the test suite has to be executed. Any failure can be configured to be automatically communicated with relevant stakeholders. Developers can visit the Results tab in the suite to revisit test results. The last piece of the developer experience is Solution Analytics, which provides user customizable central dashboards for monitoring application usage and performance. Organizational administrators can get an overview of application activities under development and in production at a high level. Application owners can see details about their application, such as how many people are accessing an app, any workflow or process execution errors, API usage, and a full audit log of all the activity going on. Individual users can view details about their own performance as well. They're able to create their own dashboard with custom quick links, favorite apps, access to all of their notifications, view pending action items like approvals, and more. Solution Analytics is a vital part of successfully deploying a low-code platform within an organization. Data that can be used to drive adoption and identify champions, and ultimately lead to successful implementation. Under the hood of Zoho's low-code is our serverless platform. One of the biggest challenges of low-code platforms is their ability to scale with high complexity. Abstracted control of design and workflows and business logic are great for productivity, but for some situations, there's a glass ceiling for which an application just needs more power. For these situations, deep integration with our serverless platform Catalyst solves these problems. Catalyst offers a wide variety of serverless features that are essential for extending a low-code application to break any and all barriers. Developers can leverage raw data and file stores, function executions in languages like Java and Node.js, as well as a number of other services that power over 50 apps in the Zoho suite. With the rise of Fusion development teams, developers can build back-end serverless APIs and import them via Catalyst API management directly into the low-code app as custom connectors. Citizen developers can then leverage these APIs within their app, reducing the overall work of the developer by not having to build front-end code. Ultimately, the combination of a low-code and serverless platform that truly has deep integrations enables citizen developers and IT teams to work together to truly build custom solutions that can tackle any use case. In conclusion, the combination of the design and developer elements further extend the capabilities of our low-code platform by offering an unparalleled experience for both citizen developers and IT teams. In 15 years, our goal hasn't changed. It's still to enable every person in the world to easily create powerful applications, all powered by Zoho's unwavering commitment to privacy and security. For us, success is a sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out for the long term. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. I'm disappointed we can't meet in person for this year's event, but I am looking forward to the virtual event where I can answer any questions you may have. Thanks again. Have a great day.